Welcome to this lesson number 10 on blues, fills, and turns. This is part 2. All right, so we got a lot to cover today, and this is some really cool stuff, this sounds that you're going to hear today. Today, basically what we're going to do is we're going to learn some new fills and turns, and I'm going to show you what it is you should be practicing. All right, so this is where we're going to spend a lot of our focus is on this fill and turn right here. Let me just go ahead and play it for you. So again. All right, so real cool, real cool, lick here. All right, so the first thing that we start with is this section right here. And that's all I want you to do. So it's 2, 4, 2, 1. This is the fingering that I would suggest that you do. You could go 3, 5, 3, 1, but I think you're going to find that 2, 4, 2, 1 is going to be a little bit easier, especially coming from here, okay? You could go 3, 5, 3, 1, but I like 2, 4, 2, 1. So the very first thing to try is just do the first 3 notes, going from 2 to 4 back to 2. And you notice that there's a little bit of a turn in my wrist there. And I'm grabbing, not pushing, right? And a lot of times when I'm doing, especially with this, when there's a turn in my wrist, you can almost keep your fingers still and you just move your fingers like this, and the rocking of your wrist is what makes the note play. Also notice this, take a look at my elbow. See my elbow moving here? Let me sit properly here. Notice how I'm not stiff in the arm. Now a great exercise is just put on the backing track, okay, and just keep playing this little one beat section over and over again, so like this. Nice and light. Okay, so you get the idea, right? So keep working on that nice and light. All right, so now once you can do that, then you move over just one note. So, because that second finger on the B flat, that is the downbeat. So, and what you want to make sure you do not do is this. Like just jump right into that beat, okay? And this is where playing along with that backing track will help. 2, 3, So you see, I'm starting right on the beat. So I'm not even really following this sheet music. I'm not waiting until beat 3 to bring in this figure. I'm just starting right on beat 1 of each measure and just trying to get to the second beat. Okay, so play that along with me. I don't care if it works with the chord or not. I'm just trying to not do that. Like just 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay, so I could do that as well. So you see how I did that on beats 1 and 2, and then also beats 3 and 4. Okay, so once you could do that, then we focus on doing the entire lick. Now, one thing that's great about the iReal Pro is that you could take just 2 measures and select them and loop them like this, and we're just going to keep playing those 2 measures, okay? So here we go. Okay, I'm just going to play it a couple more times, then I'll break it down. 2, 1 more time. Okay, so let's break this down. So it starts on a G and B flat. I'm using my middle finger and 4th finger here. You could use your middle finger and pinky, okay? Do not do this though. Don't do 2 and 4 or even 2 and 3. Don't do that. Don't use the same fingers coming down. It's better. So you see how I used 3 and 4, then 2 and 4. 3 and 4, 2 and 4. Why is that better? because when I use the same fingers like this, the only thing that I have to make sure that I play them accurately is I need to adjust the distance between my thumb and second finger, which is a very unstable and not always accurate way of getting that distance. Yes, you can get it down, you can get it pretty fast as well, but it's not very accurate. All right, whereas like using this, right, I find is a lot better. So you can use 3 and 4, then 2 and 4, and then cross over, back to the thumb on C. So 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's try playing out along with the band. 2. Now let's just start that over again. Let's loop that. Whoops, it didn't loop on me. All right, let's try that again. Let's get our left hand in here as well. Okay? So the goal is when you're doing this is to try and relax into it more and more. When you first start, you're going to be very like tense, right? It's going to be very tense and you're going to be rushing and everything. So just try and relax. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to play lighter and you're trying to lay back more and just trying to lay back in the groove. Okay, so now here's the whole first line. You'll see that it's exactly the same thing in the right hand. The left hand is what changes. So let me add in my backing track here. I'm going to pull this off to the side, and then I'm just going to keep looping the first 4 measures. Here we go. Again. Whoops, did not loop on me again. All right, let's try that again. 2, ready, go. Back to the beginning. Oops, try it again. Okay, all right, so that is the first 4 measures. You can also do one other thing if you wanted to. You could like bring this grace note in there, the F sharp up to the G. And you could even, see I can bring that D sharp into the E. Gets a little bit of dirt in there. All right, so let's move on now to the next 4 measures. So this is measures 5, 6, 7, and 8. We will finish up the last 4 measures in lesson number 11. Let's do this one though. Okay, so now if we take a look at what we did on C7, we did the 5th and the 7th rather, the 4th and the 6th, down to the 3rd and the 5th. We're doing exactly the same thing on F, okay? the C and E flat, down to B flat and D, down to A and C. Okay, so didn't write out the fingering because the fingering is exactly the same as it was in C. So I'm using 3 and 4, 2 and 4, and crossing over with the second finger. And then back to the C. So now, rather than coming up to the C, I went down to the A. Why? Well, I'm playing an A7 chord. I could have done the C as well. That's the sharp 9. There's a little bit of tension there, so I just went to the A instead. I could have also gone up to C sharp as well. So like, right, that's kind of an interesting sound. I like that going down to the A though, since we've been going up, up, up on. Right, we've been going up at the end of all of those. I thought going down to the A sounded nice. Now this last little bit right here, if you want to practice it, that's fine. 1, 2, 1, and then we're going to be going into this. And then some other cool stuff, which I will show you in tomorrow's lesson, lesson number 11. I don't want you to get sidetracked on that, okay? So now, let's put on the play-along track again here, the iReal Pro. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop this section, okay? So let's play along with that. Back to measure 5. Back to C7. Back to F7. Back to C7. All right, nice. Okay, so now what we're going to do is let's do the entire blues form, okay? Well, actually, I'm sorry. What I should say is let's do the first 8 measures, okay? So we're going to do the entire 8 measures of the blues form, okay? I don't have it all written out on one page, so I'm just going to stay right here on the F, since the C one is pretty simple. We probably know that one, plus we have those notes right in here, okay? But I am going to start at measure 1, and I'm going to go to measure 8, and we're going to do it 2 times just so you can hear what it sounds like. I have the iReal Pro track on. It's at 95 beats per minute right now. Of course, you could get it and slow it down. All right, so we're going to go through 2 times. Here we go. Measure 5. Back to the top again. Measure 5. All right, and we move on from there. Okay? All right, so to practice each chunk 20 to 40 times on loop using iReal Pro, or you can also download the backing track as well, and you can practice it with the backing track. Now, a chunk can be anything. It could be like that one beat that we did earlier on, right? So when I did this right here, this is a chunk right here. Typically, usually around a measure, maybe a measure and a beat is usually a good chunk to work on, okay? But you could make that chunk smaller if you need to. So like when I just did, even those 3 notes, well, 2 notes, but 3 rhythms there, right? When I did that, that's a little chunk right there that I could practice. So when I did this, there's another chunk. When I went down to the second finger, there's another chunk that you can practice, okay? So practice each one of those chunks about 20 to 40 times each. And then practice the first 8 measures on loop with the iReal Pro. And of course, share your progress on the Facebook group, okay? Sharing your progress is a great way of getting feedback, but then also staying accountable and just showing, you know, others you know, what you're doing. The Facebook group is right there. Go ahead back there, and you know, even after the month of April, that Facebook group will still be there, and you can share your videos. To get the sheet music, just go back to noblepiano.com/nbgjp. If you're on YouTube, the link is right below this video where it says free resources. And please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you know when I come out with more of these lessons, okay? So we got a lot more left to do. We're only a third of the way into the month, and we've already done a lot, but we have a lot left to do. So hang with me, keep practicing. I'll see you in the Facebook group, and I'll see you in the next lesson.